Hello, literature lovers. Today I'm talking about a famous novel named Barchester by Anthony Trollope. It's a social satire, and the time of the plot is mid 19th century, and the location is in the title itself. And it was published in 1857. And talking about the principal characters is the bishop and his wife and his Mr. Slope, Mr. Hardin, and his daughter, Dr. Grantley, Charlotte Stanhope, and some minor characters, Charlotte's brother. And talking about the review, it's the most famous of novel of Trollope's Barchester Chronicles, and it's ironic. The tone is ironic. The situation is quite complex, and it's very interesting in reading, and no problems of social significance are there. And this treatment is quite serious, and talking about portrays the cathedral town characters in full variety. And talking about the storyline, starting with the death of Bishop and who will be the successor of it. And here it's defined the ambition for that position, for the hope was deflated when Dr. Trudy was invited to the discourse. Bishop's wife was of low church propensities, and she was also a woman for her aggressive nature, and who kept the bishop's Mr. Hope in constant tow. And on the first Sunday of the new bishop's regime, Mr. Slope was preacher in the cathedral, and his sermon was concerned with the importance of simplicity in the church service and consequent omission of chanting, intoning, and formal ritual. The cathedral chapter was aghast for generations, and the services in the cathedral have been chanted. The chapter could see no reason for discounting the practice. In console, it was decreed that Mr. Slope never be permitted to preach from the cathedral pulpit again. Mr. Harding, who had resigned because of conscientious sculptures for his as warden of the hospital, and now serves for reasons having believed that he would return to the post and with a smaller salary. But when Mr. Slope, actually Mrs. Frowney's mouthpiece, told him that expect to conduct the several services a week and also manage some Sunday schools with the asylum, such duties should be adhered a preferable hair town, very pleasant and leisurely. Another change of policy was effected in the discourse when the bishop announced to Mr. Slope that absentee clergymen should return and help the admission in the discourse. Then the doctor had 4 years left for the duties as curators while remain in Italy. Now he was forced to return, and ailing wife and 3 grown children, and who were exotic Mandela and Ethelbert. Signora, separated from her husband, was an invalid and who passed her days lying on a couch. Now Bertie had studied art and been in times of Christian, Mohammedan and Jew, and he had amassed some social debts related to it, and other references related to like St. Winford and became vacant, talking about the widowed daughter and references given here. And since Mr. Bold was interested in Mrs. Bold, and he was not the only man with Mr. Slope, so the storyline complexes with it and talked about different relationship, and you should jot it down the points to get a better view of it. And since all the characters are interlinked with each other and they surpass each other's thought, and there is strictly recovery, and then the passage related to it states the overall perspective. I hope you must have got an overall view of the work, and this would have helped you in better understanding. And these are the talking about others. Thanks.